it seems like a really long time ago, and I guess it was 6 or 7 years ago when I actually missed a graduation because I was studying at the University of Helsinki and then Davos, Switzerland at the World Student Summit, and listening to the work of people like Sir Ken Robbins and personalized learning and empowering students. So really prior to the Future Ready movement, that's where that time and that work where we originally really looked at, and it was really more as an administrative team, we looked at saying, what's the best path to deeper learning and deeper understanding, and student empowerment and personalized learning really came into that. And we've heard a lot of talk about what was accomplished and what wasn't accomplished in our last 5-year strategic plan. But I just want to take a moment to thank previous boards of education, the current Board of Education, because that was a focus for us as an administrative team: personalized learning, student-directed learning. And our Board of Education and our community have put, over the years, have put a lot of financial resources, the one-to-one initiative, for us to be able to, in under a week, realize we're going to need a device for every child. So yeah, we had that one-to-one for 6 through 12 where they were taking devices home, but we were able, thanks to the work of Dave Suyak, our ed techs were unbelievable. Our teachers were amazing in communicating to the principals heavy lifting to make sure we had a device for every child and that we could get that online. We could do that in that time. None of that would have been possible, not only for the work of Future Ready, which looks at all facets of personalized learning, from having the infrastructure, the equity. We had many, many conversations over the years about our students who may not have that connectivity at home and how we could provide that. So being in that moment where we were faced with this problem, we were better poised and positioned to be able to do that. And certainly Future Ready was part of that. But it was really a vision from our administrative team going all the way back to the beginning of my time here, where we work collaboratively through our teacher leadership. There's been a lot of talk over the years about the ed techs and what the ed techs do, or the educational specialists, whether it's the literacy coaches, the math specialists, the ed techs. All of them play very important roles working with children each and every day. And they are a tremendous support in this moment, whether it's tiered intervention, doing a lot of the heavy lifting in the gifted and talented program, and just supporting every step of the way the teachers with this very heavy lift every day and trying to communicate. It's more than just the direct online instruction or putting that week's lessons up there. It's also making sure that they're reaching out and communicating with parents who have concerns. We certainly don't have all the answers. Not everything has been successful. And so there's a couple takeaways we want to make sure that our parents know. Grading for us is not paramount right now. Number one, social emotional supports along with educational opportunities. As it relates to grading, there are students that are really succeeding at a high level in this virtual moment. And we want to make sure they're rewarded for that success. So we're looking at making sure that they get the credit for the grades that they've earned in this moment. There are other children that are struggling for many understandable reasons. And we want to make sure that we have the social emotional supports in place with them. So, communicate with us, participate, do the best you can, and know that that's why we've created the potential in grading for pass, not pass fail, but pass, and a pass option. And we're really looking at where students were in that moment prior to us going online and making sure that we have the supports in place so that they can be successful. Many of you who follow me on social media know I'm a huge proponent of student empowerment, student voice, student choice, student-directed learning. So proud of the work of our teachers and our administrative team and what we did with the high school quarterlies in the third marking period to give students an opportunity to choose whether or not they want to go pass-fail or whether or not they wanted to do a grading option. I look at this and I believe there are moments here where education has changed forever. I, for one, am extremely grateful that we won't be having snow days anymore, right? Luckily, you will not have to wait up to the middle of the night or wake up very early in the morning to figure out whether or not we're going to be going on a snow day. That's going to look differently. But for me, what I'm really excited about is the potential of home instruction and how that can change. So for students that may not, whether it be medical needs, emotional needs, be available in the classroom every day, to find a way for them to still participate in the future in the classroom, or people who are students who are homesick, that's a great growth opportunity for us. So there's tremendous opportunity here. At the same time, I know for myself, even with my 32-year professional career and a lot of life experience, there's a lot of anxiety in this moment, right? So I know there's a lot of anxiety in the homes of our families in Middletown, and making sure that we have the supports in place to the best that we could to support them in this very difficult time. You heard Mrs. Pincus say something earlier that we really believe in. This is not a new normal, and this isn't homeschooling, and this isn't equal to the experiences that our children have when they get to come to school every day. This is isolating. It is difficult. We have siblings that are sharing devices. We have parents that are competing with children for time so that they can do their work, and they have time on the devices. So we continue to try to create flexible schedules. What is really important to know is that, because some people are reaching out to me and they haven't spoke to the teacher yet, or to the principal, start with that teacher, because I am so grateful and impressed by the work of our teachers and their commitment and their passion to assist in their students in this moment. I really believe that our staff, our teachers, our paraprofessionals, our administrators, we're committed to, we know we got an uphill battle. This is not equal to our regular learning. We spend a lot of time reading research on summer slide, regression, what this is going to mean, what other things we have to put in place to make sure that our students will be where they need to be come next year, and at the same time meeting their emotional needs. So, there's a lot we're still figuring out. Like we say, we make mistakes. We own our mistakes. We accept our mistakes. We want our teachers to try new things. We want our administrators to try new things. The number one thing that we put a very high emphasis on is communication. So please, parents, if you have concerns, or if you just want to say thank you so much to your teachers and reach out to them and say that, I know they'd appreciate it, because I know they're all working longer and harder in this environment, just like parents are. And students, they want to succeed. They want to learn. They're committed to learning, and they're working hard each and every day. But that wouldn't happen without the tremendous support of parents and guardians that are putting in a lot of time in this moment. So just wanted to make sure that we put that out there to everybody. The success of our virtual learning has a lot to do with great leadership of the past and present, but it also has to do with the work of parents and, most importantly, our students and our great staff.